Hello, everyone. Looks like I'm on a roll, back-to-back videos. So today is a very interesting video. I'm doing it along with Siddharth, who is my senior from the EPGP 25 batch. And he was actually one of the first seniors that I spoke to in my journey. And it's a pleasure to have you. And yeah, so I think take it away, Siddharth. Please introduce yourself, your background, and yeah, we'll take it from there.
Great, thanks, Shivam. So it's good to be in this platform. Definitely, you are doing this particular video series. At least I remember sharing this video series with some of the people who have asked me about the program. So definitely, you are helping a lot of upcoming candidates. With regard to my background, so yeah, I am a grad of 2025. Prior to EPGP, I have about 6 years of experience in a very niche in a semiconductor domain. I was at Intel in a design role, engineering centric. Uh, kind of wanted to move away from a very engineering centric role where my domain was very niche and very
Mm,
targeted, and wanted to broaden my skill sets and visibility and impact across any product. So hence I moved from Intel, uh, went ahead and gave my GMAT. Didn't score really good, so but still ended up having more than one admits in Indian programs, and I was very specifically targeting Indian programs. I knew that I wanted to stay in India, hence
mm,
all the Indian programs I targeted, and was able to make the cut in the 1 year full-time courses. And yeah, I deliberately chose IIM Bangalore, knowing that I was in Bangalore for the past 6 years. I could relate to the crowd
mm,
much better and to the overall ecosystems, because as we know, Bangalore has a very holistic ecosystem in terms of sports, academics, and other extracurricular activities. And that kind of, I think it paid out. I had a very good time in the campus, uh, spending, and definitely first two semesters were pretty acad heavy. But again, as we scaled up, we participated in a lot of extracurricular activities, sports, and committee activities. And yeah, I'm pretty grateful for the friends and the time that I got during my time in IIM Bangalore. And currently, if I have to say, I am currently in a role which is a continuation to what I wanted after my MBA. I'm currently in same semiconductor industry as a hardware product manager, and I'm specifically working towards defining the right specs for the product in terms of solving the customer needs. But again, the the challenges are very different because in hardware the turnaround times are very long. Right? It's
mm.
not
Yeah,
you change something and you get something out very quickly. So yeah, different set of challenges, and yeah, learning on the go, I would say. Yeah, I hope.
superb, superb. Uh, so just to understand, I mean, what did the EPGP course look like for you? Some highlights, specifically, let's say from academics, right? Because I think a lot of questions I get are, is MBA really rigorous? And I tell them, yes, it is. So, wanted to understand from your perspective, you touched upon the first two terms, and
Yeah, I think the academic rigor is definitely very strong. If I have to really answer in one word, it's the academic rigor helps you to build a lot of confidence in you because you are short on time, you have 10 different things, and definitely your efficiency matters a lot, right?
mm,
And that kinds of correlates to what you do after your job. Because as MBA grads, people expect you also that hey, you can scale up by yourself, you can figure out some of the answers by yourself without really depending on hand holding, right? So
mm,
because you are there in the pool of people who are competing with you, it's a very stressful environment. I would say it definitely the academic rigor helps you to build up the confidence and instill that belief that hey, even if things are going wrong, with in variety of phases, you can still figure it out. And I think Shivam, you would also agree with me, right?
Yeah,
Definitely, the first two terms are so weird, and then you back it off, then you go later and do the international immersion, have a good time there, again come back and do the placement study. So you are always on the fire, right? Have
absolutely.
to get that help. I tell you, you cannot let it go. I guess yeah. The I don't know what kind of uh, th- frameworks and stuffs I remember and applied today, but yes, given a problem, I try to break it down into small segments and approach it. So I would say that's how I would look at the academic rigor currently.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree. And like touch upon like the campus life. How was it for you guys? What did you guys kind of do during your time?
I was someone who was very much invested in the campus life, right? I was a part of academic committee. I used to play a lot of sports, um, help the batch by making a lot of doing a lot of batch related events and stuff. So for me, like how much I was invested in the classroom activities, I was equally invested, not
Yeah,
not more on the outside in the activities outside the classroom, and that helps. That really helps because at the end of the day, what MBA builds is not just academic figure; it also helps to build the character, right? And when you are working with a lot of cross-functional stakeholders, whether people on the code or people maybe in the offices, government offices,
mm,
that too, it has its own challenges. So you get to how to deal with people, get the work done, and deal with it, right? And for me, if I have to summarize the overall campus experiences, it would be very dynamic in the sense that there were days where you are really overburdened with the classroom activities, but still you have to go out because you have some event out there, maybe in 2 weeks or 1 week, spend some
yeah,
time on the right. So it changes. It changes. There are different phases of life, I think, in the campus, right? You go through, right? You are studying first two terms, and then maybe in the second term you are doing studying, case comms, maybe some sports activities because the first year PGPs also come on the campus,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm sure at least I vividly remember during at least my even my last term was also very chaotic. Chaotic is the right word because I remember getting sick because I was into Ekatva, this inter
Sexual wars.
IIM
Yeah,
inter IIM stuff, and I was doing a lot of activities from my branding side. Plus,
yeah,
there are a lot of other activities, so it gets really messed up. Prioritize at that point of time, and I
yeah.
think
I think
one thing is very important at that point of time: agency. What I have seen is that a lot of people have a lot of great ideas. Ideas don't help, right? I used to always tell, have the idea, go and implement.
yeah,
Now, if I bring something to the table, I first ask my team, like that's what I was doing, used to do for my brand committee. Are you onboarded? Will you be able to spend some time, right?
mhm,
Or else I have to go. I will go and do it myself, right? अभी मेरे पास ऐसा नहीं है कि यार तुम बोलोगे तुम you will say that you will be doing and then you delay it stuff and all because maybe my team members are there just in branding committee but I have so many other things also to do. I cannot be
correct.
dependent and I want that specific thing to happen. For example, what happens towards the later part of the uh, year, a lot of people back off and say that yeah, I don't want to slog anymore. Okay. I want to rest now. Okay. But that's where a lot of things comes up. There are events, there are things that you want to do for the next batch. Okay. There are stuffs you maybe want to do. I remember during my time there was a gold medal nomination round. So many things happens together. So you have to punch above your weight and get things done. So if people are not doing, go figure out yourself and deliver it. Right. So that's what I was used to do. क्योंकि अगर कोई ऑनबोर्ड नहीं है तो फिर उसका हाफ हार्टेड एफर्ट मेरे को नहीं चाहिए फुल एफर्ट लगाओ यार जल्दी करके आगे बढ़ो.
Correct. They number one rule. Even I like to follow this, and I think not just like in your MBA journey, but even in your future, I think it definitely helps. Now, speaking about like the culture, like I am very passionate about the culture at IIM Bangalore. You spoke about sports, acads, people. It's a lot, right? Want to know, your peer group, the PGP peer group, PGPM, did you have interactions with them? How was that interactions? And, just overarching on the culture of IIM Bangalore.
Right. So definitely first two terms में तो there was not much interactions. Interaction scales up as you, because as I mentioned, I was part of sports and stuff. So there you get to meet with the institute team and play with them, right? And through some of the activities that you want to collaborate with PGP activities also. So there
Yeah,
were some interactions, but again, as I didn't see a lot of interactions where they used to come up and help us, right? They have their own closed ecosystem which they want to protect, and to a certain extent, we also want to protect our own ecosystem, because we also want to have a say in the overall scheme of things. But one good thing I think that has happened with your batch, like you have your SAC nominee also. During our time, it was not the case. So, but I think gradually try to break the ecosystem, and please, that would be my message to the upcoming
yeah,
batches. You should try to collaborate more. During our time, it was not that much. It was more of a very formal equation. But I do see in some of your branding posts that you guys are collaborating a lot more, like
yeah,
sports and all. So that's a welcome thing. It needs to increase. It definitely needs
yeah,
to, especially because placement may placement makes a very dicey thing, because definitely they would not like to exchange a lot of opportunities, but it will be there, but it has to start. I think it has
yeah,
started with your batch, so it's a right, right direction.
correct. Yeah, absolutely. And what about like the culture in terms of like how are the people, uh,
I mean, people
especially in
have,
like your batch and yeah,
okay, my batch again. One thing I knew, like, understood that in the first month, first 2 months at least, start having those core set of friends formalized. मतलब वो, that is very, is non-negotiable. See, the 1 year is very stressful, and you want to have set of friends who will back you. So I kind of was late to it, right? Because I was someone who was good with most of the people. So,
mm,
and those core set of friends will definitely uh, be with you through an MBA, and definitely after MBA also.
yeah.
Like I think this set of friends we meet every now and then in Bangalore. So that is non-negotiable. Have your friends group ready.
Now focusing on like the important stuff, right? Speaking about like your career, how did like the MBA and EPGP program kind of help shape your career? How did you see that evolving in terms of goals? Because like everyone comes up with like goals that, मुझे consulting करना है, मुझे product management करना है when you enter the program. But eventually, I think it evolves for everyone. It has definitely evolved for me also. So would love to hear, your perspective on that and how students should actually approach that.
So I see there are three key factors when you decide a role in MBA, right? The first is the job profile, product
Yeah,
management or consulting. Second is the domain. Like for me, a lot of people wanted to go into oil and gas. I was from semiconductor. I wanted to go into semiconductor, stick to semiconductor. And third is the location.
yeah,
And salary is debatable. Salary is, you will never be satisfied with whatever you get. So that's it. Because salary का definition सबके लिए अलग-अलग होता है, right? Okay. A lot of people are coming from a very low bracket. A lot of people are already in the higher bracket, and they are just looking to just change the function.
yeah.
So I'm not really keeping that. So three things are very important. Location slash salary we can put. So I would say having, definitely, for me, my case was very unique in the sense that semiconductor companies don't come and visit the campus, right? I had an on-campus offer from a consulting company, but I knew that I wanted to stick to semiconductor. So
Mm.
I put the fight to get the
Yeah.
off-campus opportunity once I graduated. And by
Yeah.
God's grace, somehow I got that opportunity, and I was able to do a product management, get a product management role in the hardware domain. So that's
Yeah.
again a very niche role. Semiconductor is itself niche. Then some product management within semiconductor is itself a very different ballgame. So
Yeah.
one thing that's what means a lot of people back off. हाँ ठीक है अभी you got a job. Let's do for 1 2 years there, and we'll see. क्योंकि you get burnt out during MBA, right? You get burnt out फिर you don't want to again slog for 1 2 months after you graduate to relax before you get join a new job. So at least I chose that. Let me figure out, start applying companies, talk to people,
Yeah.
and this is I want to emphasize on this talking to people thing. Some of
Mm.
the job that I'm there currently are all by virtue of the real connections that I made
Mm.
during and prior to my MBA. Because real connection, I want to emphasize again on the real connections, not just connections in LinkedIn. Connection भेज दिया and कुछ message कर दिया and all. Taking the effort to have that 10 15 minutes of discussion, getting to know their role. Like for
Mm.
example, the job that I am currently now was I got that referral from someone I spoke to before my MBA,
Okay.
right? So it someday some help will come where you'll never expect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I am. When I have also been helpful to in several other candidates. ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब it shouldn't be always transactional, right?
Yeah.
You give back, and like, I always believe in give back and leave it in the ocean. Someday it will come back and come back to
Yeah.
you, right? So uh, build that connections, real connections, talk to people, know their journey, okay? और ये टाइम लगता है, okay? ऐसे नहीं है कि you talk to someone, he or she will refer you. She will maybe refer you 5 6 years down the line, but at least reach out to them. And second is perseverance, यार. Effort का कुछ substitute ही नहीं है life में, right? Just put the effort, okay? It may click, not click, who knows, okay?
Yeah.
Effort तो
Who
मारा at
knows?
least,
Effort
right?
तुम्हारा.
So that was my mantra और कुछ नहीं है. Okay, hard work,
नहीं,
and build a character. Everything
you're
falls in
you're
place.
being you're being too humble. I think the viewers need to know more context because I mean
Uh,
I've been seeing your journey through LinkedIn and whatever conversations we've had. I think for context, people need to understand that Siddharth is an all-rounder medalist of EPGP badge, right? There are two main highest awards that you get after you graduate. One is the gold medalist, and the second is all-rounder. And Siddharth has that. So Siddharth is not in any way lesser than the overall batch, right? But I think placements is a function of your past experience, which cannot be changed, right? And the expectations that you want from. So I think EPGP offers great placements. For your batch, it has been wonderful. For our batch, it has been amazing, right? But if you don't fit into it, then it's not the end of the world. I think the third thing that I would like to add to, the hard work, perseverance, and, building connections is also building credibility, right? And credibility has come from, I'm guessing, I'm speaking for you, but has come from like the MBA program, IIM Bangalore as a label, somewhere in the market, suddenly light bulb jagta hai, people want you. So, yeah, would love you to highlight that part also. Uh,
I mean, that's definitely a part of it. And see, credibility is the outcome of the multiple hard work that you put, right? Hard
hmm,
work करो, luck बहुत matter करता है. Placement on the campus is very much driven by the luck that you have. No amount of क्या बोलते हैं, your skill set. वो उस दिन अगर luck अच्छा नहीं है, if the if
correct,
the panel is pissed off because of whatever reasons, प्लेसकॉम में कुछ हुआ, कुछ उनका स्लॉट में गड़बड़ हुआ, क्या हुआ,
correct.
they will not take you. It has happened with me. I
Yeah.
got the offer on the day zero का एकदम last रात को, right?
हाँ,
Never, no one can typically forget their placement day, okay, for at least for a few years, because that day is very chaotic.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's you cannot control the controllables है, simple बात. Okay, हार्ड वर्क मेरे हाथ
Hmm.
में है. हार्ड वर्क मेरे हाथ. क्रेडिबिलिटी किसको लगता है क्रेडिबल बंदा है नहीं है, वो बात है. बट yes, the gold medal piece, if I have to little bit talk about it, is I didn't go to MBA thinking that मेरे को गोल्ड मेडल मिलेगा. मेरे को लगा कि आई एम बैंगलोर. आई हैड a big decision to make. I am Ahmedabad, Bangalore and all. And I took about 1 week and all. I spoke to a lot of people. मेरे को connect. I found I am Bangalore ecosystem more relatable. So I
Yeah.
took that plunge, right? To go, and I have like I was 200% confident that given the person I am, I will start contributing from the word go.
Hmm.
I remember celebrating birthdays for everyone in the batch, every person in the batch, right? And that was a small gesture that I like to, where people used to come to the Q square and people used to have celebrate their good days. So good times definitely. I would say uh, MBA has been see, one thing I also want to bring it up कि यार हम ग्लोरीफाई भी बहुत करते हैं एमबीए को, राइट? ग्लोरीफाई तो करना ठीक है. 30-40 लाख वी आर पेइंग, सो वी हैव टू ग्लोरीफाई. on the on the other side, there is a lot of things that goes which never gets talked, right? Placement issues, right? Placement days ke issues. Second is the uh, like a lot of politics happens, right? And third, if I have to say, is that's on the bad days, right? You
Yeah.
sometimes get pushed to the corner. Okay, you उसको होता है यार I'm not good enough for this one and all. मैं नहीं करता. I would have better off by not doing an MBA. Maybe I could have, if you are in good salary bracket. And then you say that no, I don't. Do you really require MBA, right? Right. Maybe what would have happened if you don't, if you taken the switch and do something else. People will question. You have to back yourself and figure out. Okay, right. Do the best for yourself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So, I mean, just trying to end it, how do you see the student alumni connect evolving at EPGP? And, how was it during your time? And, what do you expect things to happen in the future? Again, to put things into context, Siddharth is right now at a wedding. You can see he's wearing his kurta. But I mean, he was kind enough to kind of do this at 11:30 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday. So thank you for this. But yeah, go ahead, Siddharth.
So I would say I had a lot of thoughts to improve the alum connect, but again, couldn't really implement. But I see that Samave was organized very beautifully this year, so
Yeah.
great stuff. And I think we need people in the batch who are little bit bring a lot of momentum, right? In terms of
Mm.
let's make this event happen in a good way, right?
Yeah.
And वो collaborative spirit अगर batch में if it is there, okay, alumni connect is, it doesn't change with one batch. Okay,
Yeah.
you have to pass that baton in the right way to the next batch so that they
True.
continue the spirit, right?
True.
नहीं तो it will go off, right? Like for example, I ensured that I had released a set of guidelines to the next planting committee so that they know
Yeah.
what we did and they
Yeah.
improve from there. And I see a lot of good things that the current planting committee is doing. So that is very important, right? Then you did well, but ensure that the next batch also does well, right? It's a collaborative effort that should happen from the current batches and from the alum side also.
Yeah.
From the alum side, if I have to call out, very important is right, it's the opportunities part. That's table stakes, right? You should
Yeah.
help get opportunities back to the campus. Second is when I say opportunities, you have to speak about the EPGP program. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't know about EPGP program. That's one. Second, I see that come and give back to the campus. Okay, matlab, the campus has given you so much, right? 30 minutes if I speak to you, ठीक है. It's not really going to change a lot in the current today's planning and all. So that's what I believe. Alums also should be a little bit proactive in terms of giving back to the
Yeah.
campus, to the students, whenever there is a need. Right. I remember speaking to a lot of people in your batch during your placement days. Right. They were clueless. There were a lot of confusion and all. But okay. it helps to calm the nerves down. Okay,
Exactly, exactly.
even if I cannot impact like 20, 30 people together, even if I'm able to help that one person with by calming his nerves down, I think my job is done.
Yeah, no,
That's
I totally agree. I mean, I remember speaking with Shubhendu for this company that had come, and he explained me, broke it down exactly. कि यार ये है, ये है, ये है. This is how you should focus, and that improved my prep a lot.
yeah,
So that alum, and especially during placement, you brought it up perfectly. Those days you are so confused. You are
yeah.
doubting yourself on a day-to-day basis because you also have padai, you also have something else, engagements, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. And placement is super competitive. So that alum connect definitely helps. And like you said, I mean, we have definitely implemented a few things, which we hope to kind of continue that tradition and kind of take it forward with the upcoming batch as well. Just kind of on a closing note, what would you like to tell the future aspirants who are probably watching this video? Who should apply? Why should they apply? What should be their thought process? Yeah, over to you.
So who? Okay, very broad question, but
Yeah, it's a very
I think
broad question. I'm sorry.
so. It's one. I have to tell that MBA is not really for someone who is very introvert and उसको life में effort नहीं मारना. यार MBA, if you are coming to MBA, be ready that MBA is not the one spot shop, one stop that once you get an MBA and you are pretty sorted. Right now, also I'm putting a lot of effort in my job. Okay, it's very
Yeah,
difficult because your expectations change after you are in a different role and all. It's a new role, a little bit of a different domain also
yeah.
within my. So it gets very difficult. So expectations rise. So MBA helps you to build that rigor in you and self-confidence in order to deliver better after MBA.
Yeah.
So if you are a laid back person, no, MBA is not for you.
All right, superb. Thank you so much, Siddharth, for your time. I know I wanted to keep it under the time limit that we said, but
Thanks.
I might have extended it. Okay, thank you so much. We'll end this.